Hello everybody, what's up, what's going on, and welcome to the 49th episode of Raptors in One. Man, oh man, I want to talk about that Rico Hines run, day one, baby. I happen to check it out on YouTube. For all the Raptors and Rico Hines fans out there, you can check it out. You can literally just search on YouTube, and Rico Hines has his runs set up. You know, he has his runs for this year, and I even checked out some of his runs from 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And you know what? Let's just get right into it. I want to talk about, of course, this year's Rico Hines that happened not too long ago. So without any further ado, let's get it. So to all my subscribers and viewers, again, big shout out to you guys, and thank you very much for subscribing and checking out my content. And if you haven't already done so, if you're new, give it a thumbs up if you like the content. Of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I got a lot more content for your viewing pleasure, of course. And, hit the comment section. So, coming back to the Rico Hines run, of course, if you've been following my videos, you must have noticed that I did talk about the Rico Hines signing that we did not too long ago. I believe probably last month. And, it's one of those, if you don't know about Rico Hines, you got to check out his runs, and you got to check out some of the players, some really big players like Paul George, Kyrie Irving, James Harden was in this one for sure. And of course we had our Spicy P, Pascal Siakam. And you got to check out their testimonials, and believe me, this guy's runs are for real. Like some big time players show up to these runs and they swear by it. So for us to have signed him on as an assistant coach, man, a lot of people, yes, we didn't sign any big marquee players, kind of like a Rudy Gobert or Donovan Mitchell, we haven't, or even a Kevin Durant. We haven't signed any big players, but we have signed some good supporting cast. Of course, Rico Hines being one, Otto Porter Jr. being another one, like DJ Khaled, another one. Rico Hines, man, trust me, if people don't know, they're going to know this season. And believe me, Pascal Siakam, he's going to benefit the most out of this signing. And, of course, I feel, I'm going to talk about Scottie Barnes, our Rookie of the Year. That's right. And you know what? Scottie Barnes, is going to pay big dividends for him as well. I checked out I checked out the first run here for the year, and it's been like 2 or 3 years since he had done a run. Again, pandemic, it kind of put a wedge into everybody's plans. I wanted to have plan some trips overseas, but I couldn't do it because of the pandemic, right? But again, this is about Raptors. This is about Rico Hines. So yeah, this was the first time in about 2-3 years, and and I love what his ideology and what his thought process is when it comes to coaching and when it comes to player development, because he's always talking about what can you as a player do to benefit your team at the end of the day. He does not care about your individual skill. He doesn't care if you are Kevin Durant or if you're Kwame Brown, as an example, right? I mean, I know he's not playing anymore, but I'm just saying, he doesn't care what your skill level is at. What he wants to know is, what can you get out of these runs to benefit your team? That's what a team player, that's what we need. That's what any team needs for success. What are the players willing to do to benefit their team, to help their team succeed? Are they going to buy into their roles? What is it that next step that they need to take? What elements can they add to their game? Whether it's distributing the ball, maybe crashing the boards a little bit, maybe working on their shot, 3-point shot, mid-range, post scoring, whatever, or even just defense, right? And that's what he started off by preaching. Hey, what can you do to benefit your team? And you know how many times I've already mentioned this in this video right now? Believe me, he mentioned it a lot more in the beginning and to end the run. It's again, and this is why I love the fact that we added this guy as our assistant coach. I love it, because I help coach a basketball team too. I've been an assistant and a head coach, and believe me, These are the exact things that I preach to my players. I say, listen, individually, you guys may be great. That's great. But can you guys work together as a team? Because at the end of the day, if you are only going to be individuals, this is going to be such an easy coaching job for the opposing team, because the opposing coach can be like, oh, okay, I can already see what they're good at. I know they don't pass the ball much. Okay, so maybe this guy is really good. We can just double team him, forget about the rest. But if everybody's working as a unit, everybody buys into their role. Now everybody's a threat. And that's what Rico Hines is all about. He's all about making the right plays, taking the right shots. Everything's got to be played the right way. He doesn't care if you're going to do like a James Harden through the legs, step back, three-pointer. He doesn't care about all that. He just wants you to get the good shot, make the right players, limit your turnovers, play that good defense, and of course, at the end of the day, bring some passion to the game. Give it your all. That's all he's talking about. That's what he's talking about all the time. And you know what? It sounds like some player that we already know on the Raptors squad who recently was a Rookie of the Year. That's right. I am making this a Scottie Barnes special again. I am going to be including Scottie Barnes in this, in all of my videos as much as possible. But there's good reason for that. And in this run, we had two teams from the Raptors squad. Not surprising, because at the end of the day, he's our assistant head coach, right? So of course our squads are going to get dibs on every run that he runs. On the first squad, we had Pascal, we had Scotty, Delano, Christian Coloco, and of course DJ Wilson. And of course, our Raptors second squad, we had Malachi Flynn, we had Ron Hopper Jr., and some other players that I can't quite remember their names right now. But again, we had two Raptors squads, and then one of the squads, we had James Harden, Tyrese Maxey. I think Tyrese Halliburton was on that team too. So, I mean, I gotta say though, I saw from seeing those runs and seeing how James Harden is back now, because he was talking a lot about, oh, I feel right now, my hamstring's getting better. I can see it. At the end of the day, it's a Rico Hines run. It's not an actual game, but Rico Hines runs, man, they go full. They go all out. Sometimes defense is a little sometimes they kind of play it a little optional, but again, Rico Hines, he sees that, he's pulling you up on it. He's like, hey, play some defense, put some spirit in this game. For the first run, Scottie Barnes showed up, baby. Like he was doing it all. And by the way, I gotta say this, it's the rumors are true. I know. I saw it on Twitter. They were talking about, I think it was either a Slam magazine cover, or it was on Twitter for sure. They were saying that, Scottie Barnes had put about 10 pounds of muscle in the offseason so far. And when I saw him, I could tell. He looks a little bigger, and definitely he looks a little more explosive. And you can tell whether he's driving it in the net or whether he's doing the hook shot. Defense, he's just shedding it. He's just shedding the defenses like pounds, baby. But no, he's actually put on 10 pounds of muscle. Anyway, that's whatever. I tried a little joke or something over there. But yeah, Scottie Barnes was looking great. He's an unstoppable force. He can resort to a hook. His jump shot's gotten better, and of course, he can drive to the lane. No big deal. And he's making the right plays again. He's gotten a little more polished since last season. I mean, last season if you've been paying attention and to my videos in my channel, since day one, that's my first thing that I've noticed about Scottie Barnes. His maturity when it comes to playmaking and how he gives it importance. This time, and again, this is why I say that Rico Hines is going to love training this kid, because he listens. And one of the biggest things for Rico Hines was making the right play, and that's exactly what he was doing. I didn't see very many turnovers from Scottie Barnes, and I should stop calling him kid. I mean, compared to him, I'm obviously older, so I can call him a kid. But after putting those 10 pounds of muscle, man, he's a grown man now with a baby face. Don't let that baby face fool you. He can kill you. When that ball goes up, it's all business, baby. Like Mark Jackson would say, and I love quoting Mark Jackson. This is like one of my favorite quotes. Mama, there goes that man. So anyway, enough about Scotty Barnes. Pascal, he did pretty all right. You could tell that he clearly was enjoying his the time off after we got eliminated. Yeah, he put in a little bit of work, but he also got a little R&R. Yep. We were watching Twitter. We saw you posted up, your huge vertical in the sand dunes, enjoying that good life. Whether I think it was in Abu Dhabi or Dubai, in the sand dunes, it's all good. You deserve it. You need to get a little bit of R&R every now and then. But yeah, he didn't do pretty. He didn't do so bad. He did pretty all right. But again, it's part one, and this is why he's gonna keep working. He's gonna keep developing. One thing I did notice though. His stroke has gotten better. His shot is not looking too as I guess how do I put it? It's a little smoother now. You can actually see the net. There's a difference between clank clank swish versus swish. And you see a lot more swishes now. And I think as the season goes on, as he keeps putting in a little more work, it's going to look more polished. But he still has some of the same moves that he's already had in his bank, but I like how he's now starting to, look up at the floor, trying to make those plays, trying to dictate the plays. There was this one play where he had DJ Wilson. He was directing traffic. He was like, "Hey, DJ, go, go, go!" Go. You gotta cut to the rim. Cuts to the rim. Gives him an easy lob for an easy two. See, so that's his next step in the evolution. I had mentioned that. Along with his three-point shot, the other thing he's got to work on, playmaking, and he's doing exactly that. Now, Malachi Flynn, I know a lot of people, they've seen, we've all seen his Drew League run, his crossovers run. Of course, he dropped 72 points or something like that in the crossover game, and then, 2-3 weeks later, he goes to the Drew League and he drops 52, right? So you would think, man, he's going to show up at this Rico Hines and he's going to go off. No, he definitely had an off run for sure. But you know what? We can excuse that. I mean, if a man is dropping like 130 some odd points just in 2 games, you could give him one off run. Overall, in this Rico Hines run, he ended it off. He said, okay, listen, I know that a lot of people, this is like your first time after a very long time in the off season. And I can tell there have been, turnovers, and there was a lot of people talking, but the talking was more about the calls, complaining about the calls. And I remember he mentioned that at the very beginning of his run. He said, you may or may not get your call. Just don't hang your head. Just move forward. Just keep playing. Just forget about the play and think about what you can do to add to your toolbox eventually to help out your team when the season starts, so that everybody can be good players coming out of this run. Everybody gets paid. Everybody's happy. He's all about that. He's all about player development. And one thing that I love about this guy, certain things that he says is very consistent with the way that I approach coaching as well. And that is, he's always trying to figure out how can he himself be a better coach. We're not just harping on just the players, be like, how can you as a player be good? But as a coach, you got to be able to realize, what can we do to help that player help his team? That will make you a good coach. And that's what he wants to do as well. And of course, harping on the making the right plays. That's one of my own pet peeves too. Man, if I could go on a Rico Hines run just to kind of, get a little bit of like the coaching tips and stuff, I would totally go there in a heartbeat. And I know my first run, I would just be starstruck. I'd be like, oh, Pascal, oh, Scotty, oh, Baron Davis was there too, by the way. He was one of my favorite point guards / shooting guards. Man, Baron Davis was the man, but he's got a little, retirement's done him very well. It seems like he's got a little comfortable, but that's okay. I would have been like, hey, Baron, man, what's going on? Anyway, it was a crazy run. It was a good one. And, I can't wait to see the next run. I can't wait till the season starts, because I saw some good plays from Delano. I saw a few good plays even from Ron Harper. Christian Coloco, he's looking good. I like what he's doing. Whether it's coming attacking the rim from the weak side, or just making that defensive play. He blocked a few shots. He got some dunks. He even hit the open three, and that's kind of what we want to see, right? Hitting that open shot. That's what Nick Nurse is all about. If we give you an open shot, we're not expecting you to hit 10 out of 10, but at least make 5 out of 10. So yeah, I like how Christian Coloco is looking to, again, the Rico Hines runs, or any other player's runs, or any other Legends runs, they're different from the actual game. The game is a whole different beast. We get it, but I like the direction that the Raptors are going into. So that's all I got for today, guys. Just a reminder, if you like the content, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and of course, the comment section, and hit that subscribe button. I got all this other content, of course, for your viewing pleasure. And stay tuned for my 50th episode, because I'm hoping that, and I'm trying to reserve some good topic for my 50th episode, because that 50th episode in itself is a milestone for me. So hopefully I can get a few more subscribers by then. That would be gravy. And hopefully by then we hear about whether Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell, somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to get traded. Season's about to start soon. Preseason's just around the corner. So until next time, I'm out.